Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the third episode of Kanata no Astra. So, last episode we had our first experience going to a random uninhabited planets, undiscovered planet. I don't know exactly what you would call it, but a planet that had questionable atmosphere and fruits and life forms and basically probably not the safest place to go, but we had to go somewhere to gather some kind of food. Was kind of the idea because we didn't have much on board. So that was the idea last episode. We got some pretty good stuff, I would say. And nobody died. There was a kind of a close call or two, but in the end, nobody died. And Kitori, we actually had some characterization and character development and whatnot for her. Kind of mean to her sister at first, and then we got all that fixed out, hugged out by the end. So it was good. It was certainly good. However, by the end, we found out someone's been messing with stuff. One of our own. Someone. We don't know who. So if I had to venture a guess, I would imagine this episode is going to be focused on trying to figure out who did it. But who knows? Maybe it'll be just kind of a background thing. Maybe it'll be the main focus. I have no idea. So let's just jump into it and find out. 3, 2, 1, play. Opening. We start with the opening this time. I don't think we got it all last time. So, but if we're starting with the opening, we should actually get the ED this time. At the end. Which would be nice. Character is way too cute to be a boy, I swear. We see a lot of characters in the opening. I assume they're just, like, backstory relevant for the most part. Because we're obviously... our main cast is very separated from a lot of other people, so... there can't really be that many side characters that are a part of the story, right? So I assume a lot of those extras that we saw there are just, yeah, part of their backstory. Like how we saw Kitori's mother, you know, that kind of thing. But I don't know. Really cool opening, though. And here we are. What will our next destination be, I wonder? Meteor. Okay, so that's going to be our next conflict? Try not to get crushed by a giant rock? Fair enough. But yeah, this is on our mind for sure. But who and why? Those are the two big questions. Hello, audience. I'm trying to think privately. I'll consider that offer. You know, depending on how desperate I get. And yeah, he did kind of save her life, so... but yeah, I don't think Arius did it. It's not poison, is it? It doesn't... it doesn't look too bad, yeah. It's worth a try, as long as we checked it with the edibility tester. What about it? Oh? I mean, I've seen people with it before in anime, it's not a big deal. Someone I know. Very sparkly. I know, right? I mean, I do kind of already know these characters. Well, sort of, a little bit, surface level. But yeah, there's Luca and Fino. Or Buni, whatever. Nice. Very appreciated. I doubt Funi did it. She's only 10. She can't do things. I don't know much about Luke at all. Yeah, she's one of my suspects, but, you know. Thank you, Sweet Williams, for subscribing. It didn't sound super genuine. Yeah. I did not spend enough time with her. Did not show her enough love. But I'm pretty sure it's not Kitori. Like, we already had her thing, so. Yeah, she has not said much in the show. But my number one suspect would be Olger's, but it just seems too obvious. And speak of him, he is there. Hello, did you break anything by chance? If you confess, your punishment will be lighter. You weren't screwing with anything, were you? Can I check your hands? This guy. A little bit, yeah. I've went 17 years without Nakama. I don't need one now. Do I not look like a loner to you? Stop trying to ruin my thing. How do we even go about, like, investigating this, really? Like, we don't really have any kind of forensic evidence expert, do we? We don't know people here very well either, so I'm really not sure how we get to the bottom of this. Maybe they'll just slip up and confess, I don't know. But anyway, next planet, please. We need more stuff. Planet Shoemore. Well, again, not feeling down at all. Anyway, what I was gonna say is hopefully this is a hot spring planet. Because we could certainly use that. Huh, okay. Nice. So yeah, that really wasn't too long ago. Huh. Only a couple of days, that's pretty lucky. Maybe it wasn't a coincidence. Could get kind of dark. Yeah, as you do. Grown-up talk. Yeah, he doesn't look suspect at all. I imagine there was something special about this child that she wanted. Did he really? Animaroid B5, Bigo Show. Huh. Not sure what to make of any of that. What? Okay, that'll probably be important later. That's all still very weird. B5, are we playing bingo, perhaps? Oh yeah, that's why that sounded familiar. Oh damn, is that what that meant? Oh, that is horrible. So this really was like a calculated plan. Why would they do that? That's horrible. That ruined the mood. So basically it's a crew of unwanted people. It's very sad. Well, damn, that is so horrible. What do these people ever do to you? I mean, him I can understand wanting to get rid of. I feel like they're throwing a lot of information at me very quickly. I bet. Nobody wants to have an edgy boy for a son, so. I mean, we have the important information, which is that this was intentional. And, yeah, this could come into play with the sabotage. Maybe somebody's a plant from that to make sure it goes well. Someone that's okay with dying along with them, I guess. I don't know. But man, just... That sounds pretty dark, though, so I don't know. Yeah, asking the important questions. Oh, is that the... No, that was her. She's just always panics, doesn't she? I don't know. You're so pleasant to everyone. Why would anyone want to be mean to you? Oh, good thing she has a friend now. Oh, well, never mind. I really don't think it's Ardius. Honestly, that'd be pretty shocking. She's a good girl. If anyone you could trust, it would be her. Yeah, she has pink hair. Like, she wouldn't possibly be evil. Man, these screen cuts and zoom-ins and hunger. Yeah, Ardius is definitely not the culprit. Man, that's a pretty useful skill. It's not a terrible idea. We got to improve the mood now. It kind of went down when we found out somebody was trying to murder us all. One of which could be aboard. Ardius is the very good vice captain. Snacks got a little bit of a... It sounds delicious. It's not really. I'm gonna apologize for being mean again, because you do that a lot. There you go. But you know, she was panicking, she was afraid. I'm not gonna hold it against her. You know, Olger's character design reminds me of someone, I just can't put my finger on it. Yeah, that's pretty extreme. Had to be like a big conspiracy thing. I imagine it would have to be, right? Because it was like right when we landed, right where we were. It's a good question. Oh yeah, that would make sense, yeah. But, I mean, everyone else... Yeah. So that doesn't... There's still holes in this idea, yeah. That's a big question. I just kind of assumed they were okay with dying, but I guess it's kind of a weird conclusion to jump to. But that still wouldn't explain the ship being there, though. That can't be a coincidence. That sounds like Olger, edgy boy, yeah, so... But again, that would be too obvious, so... But I guess it could be Yunhua if that's how we're characterizing the person. It could be Yunhua. Who hasn't said a damn word this entire episode. I mean, aside from that one little scene, I guess. I think she said something there. But anyway, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Anybody got some duct tape? Oh no. This is really bad. Yes! I'm not sure how you fix all these problems. Yeah. Someone probably did something. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is where the thing comes into play. The title. Who knows what's a mistake and what's calculation at this point? Survival tip number 4, put your helmet back on. Okay, guys. Somebody just, like, put your hand over it. Yeah, can you help? Can you do things? Anything? Yeah, we're talking to you. It's no time for flipping around. I guess our weight balance is a bit off, you know? No. No time for that, buddy. Ooh, cool. Okay, that's useful. Well, there we go. That was a little bit easier than I thought it would be. I'm... Okay. That was a bit of a scare, but looks like we're fine. Well, not completely fine, but... I don't know. I was wondering what that was. Yeah. Oh, come on, don't say that. Uh, well, just gonna all die. Okay, I guess that's the plan now. There's no time for math. You can really do this kind of math in your head. Okay, I mean, it's almost double-digit minutes. But still, it's not a lot of time. It's not over until we're dead. Of course you would know what's near the food storage. So we have a plan now. Okay, let's do it. A very short time limit, so let's move. Everyone else, do that. And I guess Yunuan will just kind of exist. Jeez. Oh god, that was a very sudden horrible thing that just happened. Oh, just shove it in her mouth. That was such a weird thing to have happen. It kind of really caught me off guard. I guess you took that to heart. Yeah, you probably should do that. Yeah, it's my fault. I should have let you know that you should have your helmet on in an emergency situation. That they did a terrible job of not standing out there. You kind of became the focus of the scene. So, like, it was kind of funny. Just the type of problem that was, just sudden water in the mouth. I don't know. Like, it was dangerous and stuff, but still, it was slightly comical. Okay, guys. But still, Yunhua is not helping at all. Which I can forgive her because she almost died 5 minutes ago. Of course, nothing can ever just go right, can it? An alien? Is that what you just said? Oh god, it is an alien. How did it get inside? I guess when we were on the planet. Does anybody have a net? Man, this thing is gonna be a giant problem. How are we supposed to catch this thing? Oh no, we are low on time, more so than I thought. We gotta get that thing. Is Yunhua gonna come in? Or I guess Ulgar will come in and save the day. His weapon of choice, okay. There's no time for hugging. But I guess it's a morale boost. Just shoot the thing. Well, you either do it correctly or we die, so no pressure. Ooh, right on targets. There we go. That's what you get for infiltrating our ship. There we go. I'll be ready for gravity. Interesting position those two were in. Ow. Yeah, that's all you really can do. Ooh. Man, that was cut close. Oof. Ow. Funi was quite lucky there. And there we go. No one died. Successful mission. And now we're on a new planet, which we'll investigate next episode, I guess. Yep, you were the one that came in to save the day. So yeah. At this point, Yunhua is the only guess I could have for who the culprit is. 100 years ago. Unless he's gonna do something here that will make him suspicious. Well, he has a gun, which is not all that suspicious. He just seemed to be a gun enthusiast, from what I could tell. And here's her ED. She's trying to take a selfie there. Interesting what we have here for the ED. It's like we have these pictures, but they're all like taken from a person. They look like they're taken from a person that's like trying to get their friends in the background, you know? If that makes sense. Well, not this one. But a lot of them kind of look like that. And that's the end, okay. So that was the third episode of Kanata no Astra. So this episode, yeah, I mean, we kind of delved into the whole sabotage thing, but I wouldn't call it the focus exactly. I mean, it was a focus, but anyway, the episode. Basically, we're trying to figure out what's going on in general. I think if I was going to call anything the focus, it probably would be that. I mean, we had a real conflict, which was to not crash and die when things were breaking down by the asteroid or whatever. That was a bit of a problem, but the real meat of the episode was just trying to figure out what's going on, I would say. Now, in the first episode, a lot of things happened, right? They went on this trip, they found an orb thingy, teleported them to a random spot in space, and they found a ship and got onto it, right? So, the biggest question when all that happened was, is this the intent of someone, or is this all just a freak accident, you know? Which, it's unlikely that it was all just coincidence, but coincidence is always a very weird thing in fiction. Because a lot of time in fiction, coincidences that are extremely unlikely will happen a lot just to make an interesting story, right? It's not like you don't immediately assume it's someone's planning. But in real life, if coincidences like that happen, you would assume, like, no, this is not a coincidence. There's just too many coincidences. The odds of this is too tiny. So this is planned by someone. But you can never necessarily make that leap in fiction. So when I saw things like the ship that would just happen to be where they were, you know, I'm not sure whether I should be like, well, there's no way this thing that teleported them to a random spot would teleport them to somewhere that would just happen to be within boosting distance of a running ship. But that could happen in fiction, but it would make more sense if it was all planned somehow, like what they described there, which was the person that was trying to help with the murder attempt just went over to it and left everyone else in space, and they just zipped off on it while they just died out in space. You know, that would make sense as to why the ship was there, right? But even though they implied that was a possibility, they also kind of implied it might not be, like they just, because it wasn't meant for far travel, so they could just have that plant there just be okay with dying, like a suicide attack. But we really don't know. A lot of speculation was kind of thrown around here. We still don't know too much about what's going on. All we know for sure is that someone wanted these people dead. And that's... the question is why. So, yeah, why and who is in on this, and all sorts of things. Now, when I heard this idea that we're trying to get them all just dead, I assume pretty much each of them has some kind of backstory where they're an inconvenience to someone, like their mere existence is a problem for someone. So someone who was a part of this overall conspiracy decided to sign them up for this death camp, essentially. Because we have Funi, right? And we got a little bit into her backstory. We knew kind of the basics of it before, you know, she was adopted or whatever. But again, getting back into coincidences, her parents died or something, and she got put into an orphanage, and a couple days later she's adopted. Now, usually somebody wouldn't be adopted that quickly, right? So it's hard to take that as a coincidence. It seems like the whole thing was planned. Like maybe the parents were killed off and they wanted the daughter killed as well, so they adopted her and then put her onto this thing, right? But again, the question is like, why? What did Funi do? What's her problem? You know? And then there's Kitori. Of course, there's some drama between her and her mother. It didn't seem like it'd be enough to want her dead, but who knows? It's certainly a possibility. You know? So then, you know, Edgy Boy, who doesn't want to kill off edgy boys that are in their life, you know? So that makes sense as well. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Everyone has some aspect of them that makes them want to be... that makes someone out there not want them to be alive anymore for one reason or another. And people that are all in power got together and worked something out to make this whole thing a possibility. But that's all I can really guess at the moment. We haven't really gotten into too many backstories, but in this episode we did get a little bit into Yunwa's as well. And we just got like a brief little bit of the mother basically, again, coming across as not really caring about her daughter. She said something along the lines of, you know, the least you could do was like be out of sight, out of mind, you know? So... yeah, that's at least a couple cases of mothers not really caring much about their daughter, and you could make a logical leap from that to wanting them dead, I suppose, even though it's kind of a big one. But still, there definitely seems to be that kind of connection between the characters where they just feel unloved or unwanted or whatever. You know, orphans generally feel unloved and unwanted or whatever. So yeah, that seems to be kind of a theme, which again would kind of explain why there seemed to be kind of an unhappy atmosphere in general amongst the group when we first kind of got together for this camp, with a few exceptions. Like Kanata seemed pretty energetic, and so did Arias, so those two, they don't really come across as unnecessary or unwanted as much. I mean, Kanata, there was a little bit of stuff with his father or whatever that wanted him to be an athlete, but he didn't want that. But that'd be a really big leap to jump from that to wind him dead. So I don't know. And Arius, we just talked a little bit about transferring and stuff. I don't know if we got much in the way of a reason why somebody would want her dead. And I mean, yeah, Ulger says something about his family as well. I didn't quite remember the details of it, but you know, it sounded like somebody might want him gone as well, from what I remember. Luke, I don't think we know anything about at all, really. So no attempt at a guess there. Zach, again, kind of the same thing. Not know too much about him. Same with Shars, whatever his name is. So, but I assume, now that I have this context, I assume as we get more backstories, they will all be fairly equally depressing. Kind of the impression I get. We haven't really had much positivity to speak of in anyone's backstory, really. It's all been, this person I looked up to died, and it was horrible. You know, my mother didn't love me. Just, I'm an orphan, I was adopted, and my sister wasn't exactly very, very pleasant to me. You know, so nothing really positive in any of these backstories, which again makes sense as to why they're all apparently sent on a trip to die horribly. So, but still, as far as actually who the plant is, can't really say. Yunhwa's the only one I could possibly guess, but again, both Yunhwa and Ulgar just seem too obvious, so I can't. But I don't know. I can't make any other guesses though. Nobody else has done anything suspicious enough for me to possibly accuse them. Which kind of makes sense, because I'm sure they'd want it to be as plot twisty as possible. But, I mean, if you want to make it as plot twisty as possible, it would be Arius, right? But, you know, because you could make the argument that she maybe tries too hard to be fun and energetic and make friends and be non-suspicious, you know? But, I like Arius. I don't want her to turn out to be the bad guy. That might crush me a little bit. So I don't know. But that would be the biggest plot twist, so... I don't know. Not much more to say. I mean, not much really to say about the actual danger conflict, which was the asteroid. Just apparently they got hit by one, it broke things, they weren't together to fix it. Really not much to say about that. Just Yunhwa almost drowning. I feel bad for finding that as funny as I did, but I kind of did. She's like floating in the air with her helmet off for whatever reason, and just water just goes in there. It's like, God, I'm drowning. I feel so bad for finding that funny. Just... because that's usually not what happens, you know? I've seen plenty of... well, not plenty. I've seen enough situations where people were floating in space having a good time, and drowning was almost never a conflict that arose from that situation, and then just out of nowhere it happened because like a ball of water flew into her mouth and just drowning while floating... not in water, floating in air. I don't know. The whole thing was just kind of silly. I mean, as silly as a near-death experience can be. It just like shoves a towel or whatever in her mouth. It was funny. I'm sorry. It was kind of funny. I mean, if she actually died, it would have been significantly less funny, but since she didn't, it's all good. And then a stupid bird got caught in there, so luckily we were able to deal with that. And we did not die, so that's also good. We did not crash land, and next episode we can investigate the world. And yeah, apparently Ulgar brought a gun with him. Hopefully that's not to kill people, which maybe that's supposed to be kind of a thing the audience is supposed to assume, you know, like, oh, he's got a gun, he must be the culprit, the murderer, you know, but I think he just likes guns, you know, so I'm not gonna make that jump. So yeah, I don't think I've got really anything else to say, just I can watch her shove that towel into her mouth over and over again, it just never gets any less entertaining. Gonna kind of skim through real quick. I mean, we did have a bit on the early side with Kanata kind of thinking about everyone, trying to figure out who could it be, but he got nothing out of that. Yeah, this here, they pointed out Arius's eyes being like heterochromia or whatever, but I mean, they look like barely, because I'm looking at it right now, they really don't look that different from each other. Like maybe one is a little bit yellowish, while one's a bit more green, I guess, but like, I did not think about that until he mentioned it. I mean, I guess this could be most of the heterochromia things I've seen in anime has been very blatant differences in color. But that's like very mild difference. Like, I wouldn't have noticed it if he didn't say it, because I'm not very perceptive. So, don't know if that will be relevant at any point. Maybe she's unwanted because of that, I don't know. So it is nice that Olga actually helped, you know, because he hasn't really helped a lot, hasn't been very cooperative, so that's good to see. I would have liked to have seen Yunwan help, and I think she was going to before the near drowning experience. And then we do want to go back to this bit real quick when Funi kind of overheard a conversation. I want to go back to that part real quick. As she got up to go to the bathroom, it was talking about the adoption. So what was it that she said that they said? Should be around here. Yeah, mentioning the puppet was a weird thing. Let's see. Okay, here's the line. Well, Animonoid B5 was mentioned here. B goes show. But, so, I don't know. So the line should be after that. Okay, here we go. Put her on B5 and we'll illuminate them all. Okay, I think the thing here was the illuminate was meant to be eliminate. I think that's what it was. Because I was so confused. I was like, why do they need to be brighter? Like, what does that solve? And I kind of forgot what B5 was as well, which didn't help anything. But, yeah. Yeah, she clearly did not get what it meant. But, yeah, once it actually clicked in everyone's head, you know, they just plan to kill us all. It's horrible. So I definitely look forward to learning more about exactly the reasoning behind all that. But yeah, also Funi, she's got that star thing. That's nice. I'll end this on a positive note. But yeah, we'll see what happens next episode. But yeah, pretty compelling stuff. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.